Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a little different, I feel like. I've never really done a video like this, but in reality, it is wedding crunch time, and I feel like that just kind of dawned on me because I just had my catering meeting. It just kind of made me realize like how much has to get done and how very little time is left. Spending some time kind of figuring out what I'm doing in terms of decor. I don't want to say this is like DIY, but I didn't do like, I don't have like a planner. I have like a day of coordinator. But yeah, I feel like it's like pretty relaxed, but there are things I want in terms of like signage and stuff. There is some things that I just ordered on Amazon that I'm gonna show you, and then I think the basis of this video will be me like designing and planning things that I'm gonna have printed via Canva for like signage and things like that. I have specific ideas in mind, but the reason that I'm gonna go through Canva is like everything else that I have seen, I just feel like is silly price point, especially because like when am I ever gonna have this up again? My son is staring at me while I talk. Hello. But I did Canva. I don't know if it's like a hack, but like I feel like people don't really use or talk about that much, but I used Canva for my save the dates, which saved me like $100. They were like $30, and I think they came out great, and they were very like custom and personable, versus like getting them off a wedding website where it's like $200. So basically, I am going to try to design and print everything from Canva and do like an in-store pickup at Staples, which is what I did last time, like no shipping. I'm just gonna go in the store and get it. And yeah, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm just gonna include like a little screen record of what I just ordered from Amazon. For reference, I don't want to say Amazon was my last choice, but I was like looking everywhere else in person, and then it just kind of dawned on me that this is probably the easier option. I didn't see a lot of things I liked at Hobby Lobby for how much it costs, and also just like the quality. So this is just like way more affordable and very simple and easy. I got two pieces, a two-piece or a two-pack of like a reserved sign. Just for, I'm not doing like seating, like strict seating for the ceremony or anything like that. It's very much like sit where you want, but I just want the first row to be just like for our immediate family, obviously. So that's just the basis of that. And it's like a bench seating, so I'm just gonna place them on the benches. I was going back and forth with a welcome sign. I almost like just did it myself, but like out of wood and stuff, but it was just gonna be a lot. I do already have like a metal arch type of thing, but I didn't want like a spandex arch cover. So what I'm gonna do is use ribbon and tie this to the arch. It is a custom silk wedding welcome sign. It was only $17 also, and it's custom made. Like it's gonna have like our names and everything on it, where that was like the cheapest price point that I've seen, and it has pretty good reviews. But so it will just say welcome to the wedding of Jalen and Gonzalo and the date, and like we're so glad that you're celebrating with us. And it's just kind of like for the entry. And I'm gonna stand the arch up, tie this to it with like big dramatic bow ribbon. I'll show like my inspiration from Pinterest. And then I think because it's an arch and this is square, I don't want to see the arch much. So I think maybe just like fake flowers or maybe just ribbon too, like something of that sort to fill in that. I think that'll come out great. And then maybe some like flowers and baskets around the floor. Got my son's like suit. We were gonna do like, I don't know, I don't want to say nice that this isn't nice, but there were ones at I think it was Men's Warehouse where Gonzalo got his tuxes for and like the groomsmen and everything, but the smallest size was 12T or 12 months T or something, or 1T I think it was. But I think he's gonna be more fitting in like a 9 months size, so I just got it from Amazon, and we got black, just like classic, mostly because the guys are in gray and I just know that the gray isn't gonna match perfectly to what they have, so I'd rather just like have contrast than like something that's kind of clashy. Very basic flower petals for the flower girl to like decorate. There's also so much in here. I don't know if it'll all fit in her little basket, but you can also just use them as like decor here and there. But that was just super easy. Also the cheapest I had seen it in terms of like versus in store. I thought that basket was really cute. Also the cutest one that I've seen. Is that funny? Oh. And then the guest book, I have always really liked like the signage, and it is a pretty big, it's 24-inch in diameter, I think is what you would say, I don't know. And it'll just say like the Vlars, it'll say February 14, 2026, which is our date, and then everybody will sign it. I will have to get some Sharpies, I didn't think of that. But everyone will sign it, and then it can go in like our living room or something. And then this is just a very basic card box. I don't know why that was so hard for me to pick out. I'm honestly not in love with this one, but I also am like not crazy about what it looks like. Like I'm not a stickler for that. But there were other ones that I just like couldn't stand. So whatever, it's basic. It kind of matches the wood. I think I'll put it right next to the guest book in the entry or like wherever. So that's what I have on here. I definitely still need more things, but now I'm going to show you what I'm going to go and create. This is my Zazzle, like things that I have saved on here. These 3 photos of us, I will show the inspo behind that as well. But I kind of just wanted it for like a walkway, also kind of like entry welcome area. And then also going to kind of use ribbon and tie it to these like other stands that I've seen at IKEA that I will show. I'm iffy about even doing the night before thing because we're not doing anything crazy. I think we're literally just gonna do like pizza, everybody hangs out, and then I just need to like, for the sake of my anxiety and mentality, I need to practice exactly what's gonna go on. But it's gonna be small, it's not everyone, it's only those who are participating in the ceremony. I want an unplugged sign, which I'm probably gonna have to prop up on like an easel or something, unless I can also get like a hanging idea for that. And then some other things that I don't really have an example of yet, but I'm like debating is like a bar menu, even though we're not doing cocktails, but maybe just like to show you what we have. We're just doing like beer, wine, champagne, and like canned cocktails, so like high noons and things like that. But maybe like a very subtle menu just to show you what we have. I also want something for the table. I want some type of like thing that shows the order of the night and like how the night will go. I don't know if I'm gonna do it like as the menu or maybe a menu card also at dinner, and then
found a
something
template.
like that.
Obviously,
I still have to figure out
like
exactly how I want it. But anyways, let's jump into Canva and see
a million
if we can
templates.
get started.
This one just kind of seemed like the most simple, but I wasn't like, I don't like the way it actually looks. And this isn't going to be the welcome sign. This is going to be the unplugged ceremony sign. They did have unplugged ceremony templates, but they were just like too much was going on. So liked the simplicity of this. And obviously I'm going back and forth with my editing here, but I am just kind of looking at Pinterest and comparing things that I know I like to turn it into what I want it to say. Sometimes doing this myself, like instead of just perfectly doing a template and doing it myself and trying to make it so much more custom is so much harder because there's like millions of fonts to choose from, and that's where I start to get indecisive. But I liked having unplugged and ceremony 2 different fonts. I'm going to play with this too and make it so that ceremony I think is going to be the bigger word, but you'll see as we get there. I'll start to speed this up a little bit as I play with the creativity of it, but I know that I really liked adding a little curve in there. Eventually, I made it, I think, pretty perfect. Here's me scrolling through endless ceremony options with, like, the cursive, which is where I started to get carried away. Honestly, there was nothing wrong with the first one, but I think I wanted something that bolded like that. I think that's what was bothering me, which is ridiculous. But honestly, ceremony started to not even look like a word anymore. But here I'm just like critiquing, obviously adding our names, but I'm putting it at the bottom, so it's kind of like a thank you note from us. And then all I'm going to put in here is just like, yes, we're serious. basically the whole point of this is I don't want anybody on their phones, on their cameras, recording, flash. Like, I want people to be in the moment. Put your phone away, turn off your devices. We hired videographers and photographers for this reason, and I just want people to take this seriously, so I'm putting this right in the front. And like it says, be present in the special moment with us. And then I also added pick a seat, not a side. I was originally going to do like a whole sign for that, but it just feels extra. So I like that I just combined it and made this my own. I love how this looks. It came out absolutely perfect. So I went back to peek at Zazzle just to make sure I knew what I wanted next. Next, I'm going to do 3 black and white photos of us as like that entry walkway that I had showed you in the beginning as my inspo. I wanted to do one with our son. That was one of his newborn photos. I just felt like that was like a really special touch because now it's us together. It's not just us two anymore. And this was fairly easy. Obviously, I just made new pages and then uploaded my photos. The only hard part about this was getting the black and whites to be somewhat unison throughout the 3 photos because they all kind of had a different edit or filter on them from the photography itself. So I played around with this for quite a while. I am going to speed up. Honestly, this was all just me being like a perfectionist and wanting it to somewhat match. Got there eventually. So this is how the finished result of all of those pages came out. I am very happy with them. I am very happy with them. I'm so excited to see them in person. So next was me placing this order. I actually discovered as I was figuring this all out that there is a I don't know what you call it. Okay, product catalog. Here you go. There is a section that is specifically for welcome signage. I don't know if it's really different. What I am originally in is poster. The price ended up being the same, but like if I did a thick poster versus getting the welcome sign itself, like which was made for it, I don't know, the price was the same. So I don't know if it's actually different or it's just like advertisement at that point. But anyways, I ended up all kind of changing the whole format into the welcome sign style, and then I couldn't get them all at once, which is interesting, which I was trying to figure out here. I couldn't print them all at once. I had to add them to my cart individually all 4 times, which bothered me a little bit because I don't know, whatever. It was just not the most convenient, but I don't know if it made a money difference or not. Now that I'm looking at it, it might have, but I don't care. I got 1 of each, obviously. I did the large size, which I think is pretty standard. I think it's like 18 by 24, I think is what it said. Maybe 21 by 24, something around there. But yeah, I just added all 4 of these to my cart eventually, and then it actually like lets you know that there are going to be no issues with your order in terms of like if everything is within boundaries and stuff like that, so that the print is accurate. And then I do get peace of mind with printing through Canva because there is a happiness guarantee. So I mean, I was really happy and I've used it before, so I'm not too worried, but I like that there is that peace of mind. But overall, for the 4 of them, my order total was $110, which I think is pretty good. I'm happy with it, and I think it's going to be good quality. I'm sure there are definitely other ways you can do this, but I was comfortable with this decision, and it was so much more affordable when I compared it to, like, Zazzle. I think it was, like, $55 for one, and Amazon was similar. So this, I'm excited to see how they come out. I will eventually do like a little haul. Okay, I just submit the order for those 4 like welcome things. I feel good about that because they were going to be way more than that if I did it anywhere else. So those should be here in a few days. I'm pretty confident, especially because they have like that happy guarantee. So I'm not worried. In terms of my seating chart, I could not decide. But I think I was going to do wood. I was going to make something, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to cave and do kind of like the classic mirror one where like I'll put the names on the mirror with their table number. I'll insert an idea of that. I do not have the seating chart like idea like where everyone's seated yet, but I think I'm gonna go get the mirror because I saw them at Sam's Club for what I think is pretty inexpensive for a big gold mirror like that. So I think we're gonna go and try to get that now. Okay, second thought, we are going to hold off on that because I'm probably not gonna be able to carry a baby and a mirror. So Gonzalo's gonna do that with us in the morning. Okay, back to the drawing board because Emily kind of just helped me decide that instead of doing like just individual cards or instead of doing a sign for the timeline, I'm gonna do brochures. So like a trifold brochure with like other facts and games and
so I just went
fun
my own
tidbits on
design
it, but now we have to design it, and I do feel like it's gonna take quite a bit.
Brochure landscape template, and it is going to be trifold, and then you'll do 2 pages. So if you see on the right, it says outside and inside. So I'll design 2 pages and then they'll print them as one so that when you fold it, both sides have something going on. So what I ended up doing to like have like a little bit of a template on top of that blank space, because I'm not that creative, I mean I could probably do it, but it would take a really long time, I just started separate projects. So I saved templates that I liked as other projects, if that makes sense. So I found these wedding detail examples that I'll fill in and make part of my own timeline. I saved it as a project, and then I went back into the other brochure that I was doing and added it in. But first I added all of these separate like extra So here I jumped back onto the brochure, and then you can see on the left, I have all of the projects that I was working with. I'm refreshing it so that it has the ones that I just added. But when you click on a project and add it, it'll just like transfer all of the information from the template as you see there. And then it just kind of morphed it to be like that. I played around with the color a little bit, but even though I have the templates, it will take me a little bit of time to just like transfer everything over and make it my own. It's a lot of like tedious little tiny details that I have to move around. I also am not totally like sure of the timeline right now, so I'm not rushing this. I'll take my time on this and continue to work on it as like the week goes on and I have more things verified. I did just add like a note in here to help me remember what I might want on the brochure to fill out all of these sections. These are just ideas. I think a QR photo like album share will be fun, so everybody can scan the QR code and add the photos that they take throughout the night, and everybody can kind of just like see pictures in this album pool. Fun facts about guests, fun facts about our relationship. Obviously, I think I'll come up with like fun like ways of wording these. It won't be so bland, but I'll show the inspo. I don't even think I did that yet. I'll pop that in right here. There you go. That is the inspo. Bottom line is I just think it's something cute for guests to read through. It provides facts, something to look at, some information that might be helpful, yada, yada, yada. Currently doing tummy time, but as you probably see from my planning brain, I do think that this brochure is going to take a while just because I feel like there's a lot of little details and I have to put it together and I have to see like what goes where. So as I filled this out, I also like won't print it right away because I'm a little not totally positive yet on like the timeline. So there's some things that I am waiting on. I'm sure this will become a series because there is still a lot to get done in terms of wedding planning, but I am gonna leave it here for now. This was just a quick little like, I don't know, DIY style, I can't think of the word, planning, designing type of video for the wedding, and just like a little cheat that I guess I would do because I do love Canva. But this will be a series. I'm sure there will be more to come in terms of wedding planning. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow.